There's a moment, maybe it's after an argument, maybe it's in the middle of one. You've been holding it together, doing the right thing, being the bigger person, staying calm, and then something shifts. Not the volume, not the temperature, something quieter. It's not yelling, it's not a scene, it's a decision that arrives fully formed. I'm done. Not because you stopped caring, but because you finally stopped carrying what was never yours to hold. That's the last calm word. And I think a lot of us are still waiting to say our own, and we've been waiting a long time. So today, it's just you and me, no one to manage, no one to absorb. We're going to walk through why being the bigger person has been costing you more than you know, and what to do instead. I'm Robin Quinn Keene, and this is The Liberated Life. I'm really glad you're here. I used to say yes to everything. I'll handle it. I'll absorb it. I'll be the bigger person. It looked like generosity and it felt like maturity, but I wasn't being generous. I was being efficient at my own expense. And I didn't see it until it became something I could not outrun. Here's the story we tell ourselves: being the bigger person is mature, it's generous, it's the high road. We don't stoop, we don't make a scene, we rise above. And sometimes that's exactly right. There are moments where letting go of something is genuinely wise, but I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the pattern. The version where being the bigger person isn't a choice you make once, it's the role you play always, where you're always the one to absorb it, the one who smooths it over, the one who swallows the hard things so nobody has to feel uncomfortable again and again. Because here's the truth: being the bigger person for years doesn't make you noble, it makes you drained. And I really want you to hear the difference because it matters. Rising above something once from a place of strength, that fills you up. You feel clean, clear, free. But swallowing something over and over from a place of fear, fear of conflict, fear of losing them, the fear of being too much, that doesn't fill you up. That empties you out. And here's what almost nobody names: when you're always the bigger person, you teach everyone around you exactly how to treat you. You're training them. You're showing them over and over there's no cost to crossing your line because you'll take it. You'll understand. You'll take the high road one more time. You think you're keeping the peace, but what you're actually doing is slowly disappearing and calling it maturity. That's what it's costing you, not a fight. Yourself. Now, here's the part that's hardest to say out loud. We talk about betrayal like it's something other people do to us, but the quietest kind, the one that does the most damage, is the betrayal of yourself. Every conversation when you went quiet, every boundary you didn't set, every time you took the high road while something inside of you quietly died a little. Those aren't just moments of restraint. Those are open loops, and open loops don't close themselves. Let me tell you what an open loop actually is. It's a conversation you needed to have and didn't. A truth you needed to say and didn't. And because you never closed it, it didn't go away. It just moves inside. It runs in the background. It shows up at 2 a.m. It colors how you feel every time that person's name comes up. You're carrying the full weight of a confrontation you never even got the relief of having. And here's the cruelest part: every single time you know what's true and you know what needs to be said and you don't say it to keep the peace, some quiet part of you is watching. It takes note. It notices that you didn't show up for yourself, that you abandon your own needs again to keep someone else comfortable. You can only do that so many times before something shifts, before you stop trusting yourself, before deep down you start to believe that your own voice doesn't actually matter. Because look how you keep treating it like it doesn't. That's the self betrayal nobody talks about. It's not dramatic. It doesn't happen in one moment. It happens in 1,000 small nods and high roads. 1,000 times you were the bigger person when you actually needed to just be the honest one. And I want to be gentle here because if you're feeling this in your chest right now, and I want to be gentle here because if you're really feeling this right now, you're not weak and you didn't do it wrong. You did the thing you learned kept you safe. Staying calm, staying quiet, staying easy to be around. That protected you once. It just stopped being free. Now you're paying for it every day in the currency that matters most: your trust in yourself. So, what do we actually do about it? Well, here's what keeps us stuck. We think there are only two options. Option one: swallow it, be the bigger person, keep the peace, keep the relationship, and keep paying the quiet tax on yourself. Option two: blow up. Just let it out. All the heat, all the history, all the resentment you've been storing for months or years in one big explosion. And that feels like the only alternative to silence. So we don't do it, but because we can see it would probably wreck things. But those aren't the only two options. There's a third. The last calm word is not the explosion and it's not the silence. It's the third thing, honesty that stays steady. It's saying the true thing with your directness fully intact while keeping your regulation fully intact too. Calm and clear at the same time, and then closing the loop. That's the skill, not giving in, not detonating, saying it true, saying it steady, and letting it land. Let me show you how. Step one. Name the loop to yourself first before you say anything to anyone. Get honest in your own head. What have I been overlooking? What's the truth that I've been managing around? You cannot close a loop you won't even name, so name it plainly just to yourself. I've been pretending I'm fine with this, and I'm not. Step two, find the one true sentence. This is where people go wrong. When we finally do speak, we bring the whole case, 6 months or 6 years of evidence, every example, the full history. Don't. The last calm word isn't a closing argument. It's one clean, true sentence. I need to tell you that when this happens, it doesn't work for me. That's it. One true thing, said simply. Step three, open soft. Say it calmly. The first 10 seconds decide the next 10 minutes. Don't open with, we need to talk, or you always. Open with honesty and care at the same time. There's something I've been holding, and I care about this too much to keep pretending that I'm okay. And then say your one true sentence calmly. Not cold, not sharp, just steady. You're not softening the truth, you're softening the doorway so the truth can actually get through. Step four, and this is the one that changes everything. Hold steady through the reaction. Here's what nobody prepares you for. When you finally say the true thing, they will not read from your script. They might get hurt or go cold or try to pull you right back into being the bigger person because that's the role they're used to you playing. And that moment right there is where you either close the loop or backtrack one more time. The skill isn't the perfect sentence. The skill is staying calm and clear while they do everything to pull you back in. That's not a personality trait. It's a muscle, and it is built with reps. And that's exactly why I built the app. It's a simulator where you can practice this, the whole thing. You pick your situation, the family member, the partner, the colleague, and you rehearse saying your last calm word to someone who pushes back the way they actually will. You get to find the exact place you cave and get steady there before you ever walk into the real conversation. It's free. It's at try.peopleskills.com and the link's in the description. Because being ready is the difference between saying the true thing and pretending it's okay one more time. So let me tell you what actually changes because I know the fear underneath all of this. The fear is if I stop being the bigger person, if I start saying the true thing, I'll lose people. It'll all fall apart. And here's what I've watched happen again and again in real lives and in my own. When you stop managing people and start honoring yourself, your relationships don't get worse. They get real. Because managing isn't intimacy. When you're managing someone, curating what you'll say, ignoring what's true, staying easy, you're not actually close to them. You can't be because you're performing a version of yourself and calling it peace. And some part of them feels it. They can feel the distance, even if they can't name it. The last calm word closes that distance. Sometimes it's hard and it's honest, and you come out the other side closer than you've been in years because now they're finally talking to the real you. And sometimes you say the true thing and you discover the relationship couldn't hold it. And as painful as that is, now you know. You're not managing a fantasy anymore. You're standing on solid ground, and you cannot build anything real on ground that you're afraid to stand on. But the biggest thing that changes isn't out there in your relationships. It's in here. Every time you say your last calm word, steady and true, you're keeping the most important promise there is, the one to yourself. I will not abandon myself to keep someone else comfortable. And that quiet part of you that's been keeping score, that's watched you keep the peace 1,000 times, it finally gets to take a different note. It gets to write down, She showed up for me. I can trust her. I can trust me. That's what comes back, not just the relationship, you and your trust in your own voice. And once that comes back, you become genuinely unshakable, not because no one can hurt you, but because no matter what anyone else does, you will never again be the one that abandons you. So here's what I want to leave you with. Being the bigger person isn't the same as being the honest one. Staying calm was never supposed to mean staying silent. And the calm you're really looking for isn't the calm of keeping the peace, it's the calm on the other side of finally telling the truth. This week, here's one assignment. Think of an open loop you've been carrying, the one you keep feeling, the one you keep taking the high road on, and do just the first step. Name it to yourself out loud in the car. Here's the truth I've been managing around. You don't have to say it to anyone yet. Just stop lying to yourself about it first. That's where every last calm word begins. And I want to know, what open loop are you still carrying? Drop it in the comments. I read them, and you never know who needs to see they're not the only one. I'm Robin Quinn Keene. This week, stop managing and start honoring. Go say your last calm word. And I'll see you next time.